love vintage chronographs. If you look at my vintage collection, most of them are either dive watches or vintage chronographs, and I have no idea why, but you have to admit a vintage chronograph is cool. Today I have one of the coolest vintage chronographs to show you guys that I have seen in a long time. It is a Vintage Heuer. It's a 510-501. Let's flip the camera and take a look at this amazing deal and a beautiful chronograph. So it's been a little while since I've done a vintage watch video here on my channel, but today I have my latest vintage purchase. This is a Heuer 510-501 from the 1980s. So they only made these for a very short period of time, 1985 through 1986, I believe, from the research that I have done. That's what I have found. However, these are very rare, and I got this for a phenomenal price. I will talk about price and where I purchased this later on in the video, so definitely stay tuned. You will want to hear that information because it's pretty amazing. And it's very, very interesting, and I paid an amazing price for this. So it is a chronograph, as you can see, the 510-501. The 510 portion of that name refers to the movement. The movement is a Lemania 5100 chronograph. It's an automatic movement, very reliable, very robust movement that was preferred by fighter pilots. So you can see a lot of aviation inspiration in this watch as well. A lot of other brands use this movement, Omega, Porsche Design, of course, and Zinn. Obviously, I believe a few other brands used it. I think Breguet also used it as well in the Type 20, I think. So a lot of brands used it. So you have a central second hand, you have a central minute hand. Both of those gets orange accents, and you can see a little jet on the end of the central minutes hand, which is pretty awesome. You have a 24-hour subdial here, 12-hour subdial, again with a little bit of an orange accent on the hand, and then running seconds at the 9 o'clock position. I'll do close-ups of all of this so you can see what I'm talking about. Then you have date at the 3 o'clock, Heuer right there above that, and then you have a tachometer on the inner sort of bezel slash chapter ring. Pvd coated case. So this is a original Pvd coated case. A lot of watches back then had a full Pvd coating. I think they made this in a few different coatings as well. A pewter coating. You can get it in stainless steel. I think they made it in a green coating as well, which is pretty awesome. I really love that watch. This is all original. So it has the original bracelet, original crown, pushers, original case back, original buckle, signed Heuer. The crown is signed Heuer. The case back in stainless steel, signed Heuer. I'll do close-ups of everything so you can see what I'm talking about. It's a flat link bracelet that sort of tapers really, really well. I really love the taper on this bracelet. Obviously very vintage looking, but the case size on this is actually pretty modern. So this is around a 42 millimeter watch. When you measure it, it's around 41.3, depending on where you grab it, it's around there. And then the lug to lug, actually a pretty short lug to lug of around 46 millimeters at the actual case, so 45.6 millimeters. It's on the thicker side because the Lemania 5100, not a thin movement, but 15 millimeters thick. You do get a mineral crystal on here, obviously. During that time, they put mineral crystals, so almost a 6 millimeter crown on here. So it's a very wearable, modern size for a vintage watch. If you're in the market for something that's very sort of modern, wearing, but obviously a vintage watch, this is a great watch to purchase. Also, the chronograph on this, like I said, everything is original. Even the glass is original. Mineral crystal has a little nick in it right there. I think that's probably the only issue with this watch. And considering the price that I paid, I mean, it will blow you away when I tell you. But you can see here, the chronograph running seconds right there. Stop the chronograph, everything stops perfectly. And then the minute and second hand reset to the 12 o'clock position. Everything lines up perfectly. And everything that is in orange is in a line. Obviously, this hand winds. I believe it hand winds. It hacks. This was in pretty bad condition, the bracelet. I did respray it, and I used some Cerakote, just a matte black color. That stuff has skyrocketed in price, but yeah, it just matches the case really well. So that's what I did. The case is in really good condition. You know, there's a little bit of wear on everything, and I think it looks really, very, very good. And it didn't need any links or anything. Actually, this probably fit up to an 8.5 inch wrist. So I think it came with all the links and everything. Just a phenomenal watch. Very quickly, let me show you what I have on my wrist. Then I'll throw this on my wrist. I'll talk about what I paid for it, where you can get a watch like this, maybe. I don't know. It depends. We'll talk about those details in a few minutes. And then we will do a loom shot because this does have loom and it does work. And like I said, this is a really good condition. I don't think it's ever been serviced, but I don't think it was really used very, very hard. Whoever owned this took care of it. So very quickly, today I have a new watch on. This is Ox Un Junior. This is their moon phase, a very accurate moon phase. A watch that is meant to look a little bit raw. It's in grade 5 titanium, has a really awesome buckle on it. Just a really nice watch. I really enjoy this watch. I love the design. It's very interesting, and it's customizable, so they make customizable watches. There are very expensive watches, though, I have to say. But here is the Heuer. Now, this does line up a little bit, has a little bit of an alignment issue, but there you go. I mean, it's vintage. I could definitely straighten this out if I wanted to, but I have a 7.5 inch wrist. This does wear big, so you can see it wears high on my wrist, but it's a 41.5 millimeter watch, almost 42 millimeters. It looks phenomenal, especially since I sort of cleaned up the bracelet, but I didn't over clean it up, if that makes any sense. I cleaned up the watch. It was pretty dirty. I cleaned it up and then I sanded the bracelet, did nothing to the case, sanded the bracelet and repainted it a little bit, baked it, and I left it a little bit raw so that it looks a little bit, sort of matches the case a little bit, but that's it. There you go. I think it looks phenomenal on my wrist. So I paid $900 for this watch. $900. I bought this on Whatnot through an auction. There is a lady on Whatnot. Her name is Mandy. Also Titus, I think, runs some of the auctions as well, on a channel called Keep Watching, one word. Now, I have a link down in the description to Whatnot. Sign up, follow me on Whatnot, but definitely follow Keep Watching as well. I really don't even want to give out this information because I feel like more people are going to join their streams and I'm not going to be able to buy watches from them anymore at phenomenal prices, but this was in one of their auctions. What they do is they're sort of an estate sale online. So they sell things online. One of the live streams that they do is watches. They get tons of watches, they fix them up and resell them. Some of them they don't even bother fixing up and they resell them. This is one of the gems that I was able to find through their auctions. And I have found more than one gem on Whatnot, not only from Keep Watching, but from other auction sites as well, or other live streams, sellers on Whatnot. This was a phenomenal opportunity and I jumped on it. $900 for this watch. $900. Definitely follow them. I have seen other gems that I missed out on because I waited or I wasn't able to bid at the moment, whatever the reason was, but definitely follow them, follow me on Whatnot. And definitely check out some of the auctions there, but you can get really good deals, some bargains. I have another bargain that I just recently purchased from Whatnot, and I'll talk about that one as well. Anyway, with that being said, let's do a quick loom shot and then wrap up the video. So you can see it fades very, very quickly. But I mean, the fact that the original loom is still there and it actually still works, pretty awesome. None of it is flaked off. I mean, this watch was really well taken care of. And the chronograph seconds, actually the 12 o'clock sub-register is also loomed. These sell for on eBay around $3,000 in the condition that it was in when I got it. And now I think it would probably sell for more than that. Honestly. I mean, that is phenomenal. I can't say that enough. The word phenomenal keeps coming out of my mouth because the price that I got this for was crazy. Anyway, tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. What do you think of these watches? The era of watches where they were PVD coated, pilot's watches that were just cool, powered by cool movements. I just love them. And I am so happy to own this watch. It will never leave my collection. This is definitely not a watch that I will flip. Even though I could probably make a good amount of money on this watch, I will never do it. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel. and I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog, all one word. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.